Show me what democracy looks like.
Roughly 500 protesters ended a march with a rally near the intersection of 4th and Figueroa in downtown LA that the LAPD declared an unlawful assembly.
If you do not do so, you may be arrested or subject to other police action.
After dozens of police in riot gear moved in, they made their arrests. Linda Dent was one of 21 people arrested for refusing to leave a campsite set up by protesters. The LA County worker is a leader of the Service Employees Union that helped to organize the protest.
Enough is enough. We're here for a movement, and I am going to jail today.
Bill Freitas was also arrested. He is an employee of the Service Employees Union.
It's time that we let them know that we're not going to take it anymore.
Dozens of people looked on as one by one on-duty police from all over the city put all of the protesters in handcuffs.
Every time we can make an arrest without anybody getting hurt, without letting people protest, but without any officers getting hurt, any of the people on the street here getting hurt, I think it's successful.
The march was part of a demonstration that protesters say was meant to show the world the Occupy movement isn't going away.
I hope that the message that people take away today is that we got to continue to fight and that we got to change the way this country is headed.
Now, the LAPD says they estimate anywhere between 500 and 600 people participated this morning, but just based on our own observations this morning, it appeared that there were a lot more than that, at least 1,000. Now, all of those 23 people are currently being booked into local jails, depending on their gender, either the Metropolitan Jail or the 77th Division. They're going to be held and released on $500 bail. Dave, that's right. Right now, we're walking at 3rd and Broadway in downtown LA. We're joined by hundreds of people. These are some of the same people that were participating in that rally and march earlier today. We've checked in with the LAPD and they say it's okay for these marchers to stay on the sidewalks. They're concerned that they're going to get in the middle of the streets because they are not permitted for that. The moment that they see that happening, they say that they'll move in, they'll try to disperse this. From where we're standing, we have not yet seen that just yet. As you take a look at just the sea of picket signs and people that are filling the streets here in downtown LA. This is where that march appears to have come to a stop here. Police in riot gear, as you can see, are confronting a number of the protesters. If we can go into the street here, Greg, my photographer, there's one man being led away in handcuffs. I don't know if you come a little bit to the left over here. You can see him over there. A very large presence of police officers has descended on this portion of downtown LA. We're very close to the intersection of Broadway and 2nd and Broadway and 3rd. You can see those white vans. Those are the same vans that they filled up with about 23 people earlier today. Those were the 23 people, men and women, who were arrested for unlawful assembly charges related to that rally and march earlier today. You know, there are a lot of taxpayer dollars that are being spent today to handle all of this because of a lot of these on-duty officers who are being brought in. Do you think that's a good expenditure of taxpayer funds?
They made that decision. We've done nothing and we've been peaceful. We played by the rules. We played all their games. This is unnecessary.
This is the line as you look up and down the street to the corner of 3rd and Broadway. That's the direction that we're looking at now. This is the line that we're talking about. And essentially what police look for is they look for anyone that steps into the street because that's what constitutes this unlawful assembly. I want to show you the storefronts. As we were walking over here, those were lifted and it was business as usual. Those have shut down. These businesses have shut down. Everyone's waiting to see what's going to happen next. Back to you. Right now we're live in Bank of America Plaza. This, of course, is where it all began. I'm going to take you on a walk and show you what we have here. But this is where a number of demonstrators have gathered, a number of police are here. It appears that it is yet another tactical alert. As you look down the line here, here's a line of dozens or so of police dressed in riot gear ready to go. And as we continue this way, we're going to walk on the other side of the Bank of America Plaza area. And this is where a number of the demonstrators from Occupy LA have essentially set up a satellite Occupy LA. You can see they're all gathered around that banner there. And as all of this is going on, the LAPD is now meeting with organizers from Occupy LA. And as they meet with them, they're really trying to work out some sort of an agreement. Since this all began more than 40 days ago, Occupy LA has had a liaison that has worked with the LAPD, and we saw them all meeting and talking now. But as you take a look over my shoulder here, these are all of the tents that make up this satellite campus of what you could call Occupy LA. This is an additional area here. I'm going to continue walking down the way here, and I'm going to show you some more. Here they're setting up some new tents. These are some of the members of the Occupy LA movement. They're trying to establish their position here in the heart of the financial district. I've actually talked to some of the workers inside the buildings nearby here, and for a time they have been locked down. I don't know if you can see the front of the building here. Police in riot gear are blocking off the front of that building, and you can't really see into the glass there beyond the tinted windows, but they're covered with trash bags as if they're worried that there could be the potential for shattered glass. Is this another tactical alert?
I believe we're still on a tactical alert from this morning because these protests have been kind of ongoing and they haven't really stopped.
There's a little bit of a confrontation that's unfolding. There's this gentleman in the business suit. He's surrounded by some of the demonstrators from the Occupy LA movement. There have been some choice words, so I'm keeping my microphone away from the heart of that discussion. There are a lot of people who have been inconvenienced by this today, a lot of people who sat in traffic, and workers in these buildings who have basically been stuck in their buildings, especially the people in the Bank of America building. A lot of them are frustrated. They're tweeting us, they're Facebooking us, telling us how they feel. What would you tell them as they come to us and tell us that they're incredibly frustrated about all this?
I would tell them, I am sorry that you feel inconvenience, that remember you're part of the 99%, that we're all in the same situation, that we've all dealt with, they probably deal with the same issues we deal with, being upside down on your mortgage, being days or weeks from being evicted, being a full-time student and not being able to have enough food and that you have to eat ramen noodles, or being someone who's actually done what the American dream has told you to do, go to school so you can get a good job, but you're $150,000 in debt and you have no chances of employment in your chosen field of practice. So where are you? You are our brothers, our sisters, our mothers, and our fathers. And we're sorry that you feel inconvenienced, but what you should really be thinking about is joining us